and welcome to Spiced Up Civics, your Minneapolis-based and youth-led take on a certain better-known YouTube series. Whether you are here for the poultry or the politics, even though today we're actually doing fries, we are really excited to have you. We are thrilled to be joined today by Andrew, how do I say your last name? Gebo, thank you. By Andrew Gebo, who is running for park board here in District 4 in Minneapolis. He will be answering some spiced up civic questions while eating his spiced up food of choice, which this time is some waffle fries. So joining the vegetarian over here and not eating chicken, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Before we get started, I just got to say, like, one of my favorite things on the waiver for this was the one on the release of liability for the painful evacuation of the bowels. That had to be like one of the most like creative and descriptive ways.
We want to cover our bases.
Absolutely.
Civics. It's not our problem how the rest of your day goes.
That's fair. Okay. Glad I signed the waiver.
Appreciate it. So as always, we have a great lineup of Minnesota-made and one Wisconsin-made hot sauces. First off,
Wisconsin one's probably the worst one, huh?
You would be correct.
Yes.
They just wanted to do us dirty. So,
yeah, of course.
First off is K Mamas. Next up, Crybaby Craig's, Burn Your Face from Lovejoy's, Red Eye Hot Sauce, and Hellfire Dude down there at the end. So I think that is our proper lineup for today, and we'll get into it.
Okay, I'm excited for it.
So before we dive into our first one, just want to ask you to introduce yourself and share why you chose to run for park board.
Of course, yeah. So my name is Andrew Gebo. I'm originally from California. I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area prior to moving to Minneapolis. I moved out here in 2018. I lived in the Loring Park neighborhood, and I absolutely just fell in love with the city, fell in love with its parks. Anytime people come out and visit me, for back home in California, I always take them around, Lake of the Isles and Patagonia, kind of show them the parks, and everyone's just amazed that I had no idea that this existed up in the upper Midwest, and it's like, I know, it's amazing, it's beautiful. And that's part of why I'm running. Like I said, I love the city, and during 2020, after the unfortunate tragic murder of George Floyd, and some of the civil unrest and unfortunate happenings that followed that, I got a phone call from my mom, and she was worried about me, because that's what moms do, they get worried about you, right? And she just wanted to know, like, do you want to stay in Minneapolis? Like, look what's happening, you just moved here, And I was like, not only do I want to stay here, but I want to be a part of the future. I want to be a part of building a better, more just, more equitable future for Minneapolis. And so it was just kind of a matter of, well, what does that look like? What does that mean? How do I begin to fulfill that promise? And actually, you guys might know her, Taylor Dowlin. She initially was the one who kind of made me aware of the District 4 Park Board seat was going to be opening up with Elizabeth, running to challenge Katie. And I was like, hey, this is a phenomenal opportunity for someone like me to begin to fulfill that commitment or promise to myself and to the city. And so I really look at the park board as sort of the first step of beginning to fulfill that promise.
Thank you for sharing all of the above. Yes, I am right there with you on my willingness to brag about Minnesota parks. I do it to all of my friends. It's a great time. So, well, thank you for running and thank you for being here. Let's dive into the first one.
Let's do it.
We are going to start off with K Mamas, which is defines itself as one of their hottest. I think it's a little bit more of a flavoring than a hot sauce. Maybe I'm being controversial, but we'll start there and dive in.
All right.
So I nearly kicked my laptop off the table. I will let you put the amount that you choose, whether it's a dousing or a dab. That is your call.
Just give a little bit of that. See what happens.
Join you in that. Okay. Cheers.
There we are. All right.
Good little flavor, good little peanut. Delightful.
I would say it has a very much like a Asian cuisine type of flavor to it.
Indeed. So, right off of that, just want to ask you an easy, maybe really hard. What's your favorite park in Minneapolis?
Yeah, I may have accidentally alluded to that in my previous answer, Loring Park. I've lived there since I moved here, and it's just kind of like my little sanctuary place. You're having a rough day, or you clear your head, whatever. Just walk around the park, a few laps around there. Just been right there in my neighborhood, and it's just been again my little sanctuary, my little home. So
favorite spot in that park? You got some lakes, you got some trees.
I guess it would be on the south side. There's like a little dock that kind of goes out. and you can see the skyline. You also can see my apartment. And so just sitting right there when the Holodazzle was in the park. It was a really great time to you can see the Ferris wheel thing that was set up, or the abominable snowman and all of that, and take it all in. So it was good. I enjoyed it.
Sweet. What do you think of that hot sauce?
That one's fine.
Yeah.
I can handle that one. I'm a little worried about the back half
here. You should be afraid of down there, but right here, we're going to have fun down here.
I guess like my golf game usually starts pretty good and then falls apart on the back half, so I feel like that's what we're going to get into here.
Fair enough. I think my golf game's bad the whole way around. So let's dive into the second. This is a little better known, Crybaby Craig's, on lots of kind of like restaurant tables or things like that, but handcrafted here in Minnesota as well.
All right.
Back at it, I will let you choose your method of attack. There you go, sir.
What's the flavor on this one? Oh, habanero carbonara.
A little more of a kick. Cheers. More proper hot sauce. So, good?
I like the garlic sweetness on it.
Mm-hmm. So, while that is percolating, what do you think are some of the most pressing issues facing Minneapolis, and how do you hope to make an impact on them via the park board?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I really hate the answer to this question right now, and I really wish this was not the answer to this question. But right now, one of the most pressing issues facing Minneapolis is the federal government and the assault that we're seeing on blue cities, which is us. I think even just today, Tim Walz was having a meeting with J.B. Pritzker, and Tim Walz basically said that Minnesota's probably going to be next, which would be Minneapolis, and I think that we need to take that seriously. I wish like the most pressing issue was something like potholes, or replacing sewer lines, and not, hey, we might get attacked by the federal government. It's crazy to me, and I think that there's opportunity for the park board to help with that. We saw it in Chicago. They recently put an ordinance out that ICE, National Guard, couldn't use their public spaces. And I think that the park board, we could do something similar and say, nope, you can't use our park lane, right, as a way of just kind of having a layer of defense, if you will. But beyond that, for the I guess, more fun issues, just public safety, park accessibility, having paved walkways in the park so elderly people can get through there, or mobility disabled, people in wheelchairs. And another big thing for me, and I hear this a lot when I'm knocking on doors for folks, is property taxes. Like we have in the city of Minneapolis, it seems like year over year, we just kind of ratchet up that property tax levy, and I don't necessarily see that as being a sustainable approach. And so I think that there's an opportunity, especially with the park board, to begin to generate some of its own revenue, because the park board has the ability to do that. Currently, about 82% of the park board budget comes from property taxes, and only about 10% is coming from permits and independent revenue. And so I think that there's an opportunity to increase that, and that's where I feel that my business background can play a role.
Thanks for sharing. What did you say exactly kind of what your business background is, just out of curiosity?
I've been in the corporate business, like finance and tech world, for over a decade. I've been a Series 65 registered investment advisor. I've done tech sales. I have managed call center operations, and now
a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, now I currently work for one of the leading technology companies. So.
Thanks for sharing. What do you think?
Good. It's still kind of burning a little bit, so I can tell that it's going to get rough here in a little bit, but that's okay.
Okay, great.
It's over here.
Yep, we're reaching for the water. I respect it.
Saving the milk for when we
really
need
definitely
it.
You want to save that. So I think we are going to dive into the next one. I think I put these all in the right order. Next up is Burn Your Face. This starts to have a little bit of reefer in it, but it's not as bad as it could be.
I thought you said reefer. I was
like, nope, that is not this show. That is not this show, Andrew. We are doing hot sauce. Okay, but this one you can see it has like the drop top. So you already, that's when you know, you're like, I'm starting to get into something a little more enthusiastic. Yeah, I might have to have a little. Yeah. Okay.
Just layers it on. There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we let that one hit. Your next question is what you think will be, what best prepared you for Beyond Park Board?
Yeah, so It's an interesting one. I've watched some of these other interviews I've done with some candidates, and a lot of folks, they have extensive experience with the parkour, which prepares them, absolutely. And I think that my uniqueness of being an outsider actually prepares me really well. A lot of things I've heard throughout this process too is that traditionally or historically, the parkour politics has been a little messy, a little nasty, and I've come into this with none of that, with no preconceived notions, no established enemies. Yikes, that's it now.
Yeah, it comes in waves a little bit.
And so I think that outsider mentality, kind of fresh perspective, fresh look at things is what we need, not only just with parkour, but I think just in elected office in general. And so I think that my background within business and with managing teams and working collaboratively across multiple different departments within every organization I've worked at really sets me up to bring in that new, fresh perspective in a way that is collaborative, that can work with some of the more seasoned senior people on the park board, and just work together to move city forward.
How's that feeling? You made it through that answer.
Well, we had a little hiccup in the middle, right? But yeah, we made it through all right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think now is our time to go for the middle.
Okay, we're getting towards it. We're doing it.
Yeah, we've passed the Cholula spice level, so now we are outside of my wheelhouse.
Okay, well, we are out of the Cholula wheelhouse, but we will be moving on into a little more enthusiastic. I will say one of these I have not tried. Only my good friend Charlie has tried.
Okay.
Charlie, how worried should we be about this number 3, the wildfire? Friends over at Red Eye.
It's very similar to the first Red Eye, but exaggerated.
Great.
So similar flavor, more heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the one I have not tried. So
Let's do it.
It's a little scary that it's the second hottest, but we'll be in it together. So this one, Red Eye Hot Sauce, has actually been so kind to us. They've been so enthusiastic. Made right here in Minnetonka, but the person I got it from was here in Minneapolis. So we will do that one, and then we'll try the extra spicy version. Pick my fry of choice. See
This
what-
one doesn't have the little droppers.
Yeah, so be careful because
Yeah.
you can mess up. You can cause extra pain and suffering that we do not want.
I think I just did. Okay, well, the last one I cheated and I had a small amount, so maybe this.
Okay,
this
this is your comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
This is my repentance for the last one. Yeah.
great. Well, I'll give you a little look-see into your next question. It's gonna be a nice chill one as we suffer with this of what is your go-to restaurant in the Twin Cities. So we're gonna
Okay.
cheers, and you'll give us an answer.
That just hurts.
You can do it, Andrew.
Woo. So, favorite restaurant. This one kind of breaks my heart a little bit. So my favorite restaurant is actually closed now.
No!
It's terrible. So Eli's downtown was my go-to, right across the street from where I live, and I always called it my Cheers. You get the reference. Everyone knows my name type of deal.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they closed a couple years ago, and so I'm without a favorite right now. But I will say, I enjoy brunch.
Okay.
Big brunch guy, and either Hell's Kitchen or kind of a sleeper pick, Jack's Cafe. I don't know if you've been to Jack's Cafe, but especially for brunch, they have out in the back they have this little kind of garden outdoor seating area, and it's tranquil and it's beautiful and the food's delicious. You can get a nice fresh baked beignet with your mimosa. Just sit out there in the garden, and it's a beautiful way to start a weekend.
Good to know. Okay,
Yes.
well, I tried the first one you mentioned. I had not tried the second, so
Okay. Yeah,
we'll
it's,
have to do
it's
it.
over in Northeast area.
Yeah, and good to know. We now know you're a brunch guy, so
I
that
am,
feels
yes.
right for parkboard somehow. It has a similar energy.
Yeah, I agree, because then you can just go for a little walk afterwards.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There we go. Yeah.
How's that treating you?
Oh, it's still burning.
Okay, I see a few little tears in
Oh,
the
yeah.
eyes.
Just
Little-
trying to just grit the teeth and,
Yep,
and power through this
the
one.
sharp inhales.
Uh-huh.
So you're
Yeah.
getting through it.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready for what Charlie says is that just hotter?
I'm not sure if I have a choice.
Well,
I
I mean,
kind of feel like the Michael Scott meme, I'm ready to be hurt again. It's kind of where I'm feeling
Yep.
right now. Yeah.
Hey, we encourage it, I guess, here at Spice Up Civics.
Okay.
You are welcome to tap out at any time. We just will tell some of the other candidates that you did.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're not quitters.
Okay, so let's do this next. Ooh, that was enthusiastic. Red Eye Hot Sauce Wildfire Extra Hot Edition. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that the wonderful owners of Red Eye made Charlie try this live when they met them at a fair. So 1, thank you, and 2, that poor Charlie. Okay.
Or me. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Okay. She's sneaking up on us. Ooh, I'm sweating. Okay. Next up, as you suffer,
Yes.
who would you consider to be your biggest role model?
Personally or politically?
Let's start with personal, and then
Okay.
if you want to go into political, we can do that too.
You know, it's personally, I wouldn't say I have like any one specific role model. You know, I've always just kind of tried to be my own person and not necessarily like follow someone else's footpaths. But one thing always been about me is, you know, like I wasn't necessarily dealt the best hand in life right away, right? And so I lived my life kind of in this pursuit of like, don't be a statistic. Like, you know, like realistically, I probably never even should be sitting here having a conversation with you guys about running for office, right? And so it's over me. It's always been about just like break that mold. And so I've always had a fondness towards people that have overcome adversity. But in terms of a role model, I don't have anything specific in mind. Politically, if you guys are familiar with the name, I was a senator from a while back, Frank Church from Idaho.
I'm not,
No,
but-
okay. So Frank Church was actually the last Democrat elected out of Idaho.
Really?
Yeah, which I'm not surprised.
Go
Idaho's
Frank.
state red. Yeah, go Frank. You know, Frank Church was very big on civil liberties, on government transparency. He helped author the War Powers Act, to limit the amount of powers the president has during the war, which we can all agree is good. He led the what became known as the Church Committee, which was a congressional investigation into the FBI, CIA, intelligence agencies, and actually established congressional oversight of those agencies, because prior to that, there was no oversight. They would report basically directly to the president, and the president could just tell the FBI or CIA what they wanted to do.
Yep.
And Frank Church says, no, we can't have it.
Huh.
And he was also an environmental steward. A lot of our national forests are because of Frank Church. There's actually a forest in Idaho that's named after him. And so yeah, just big on the environment, preserving our natural spaces, protecting civil liberties. He was not into, he was strongly against the Vietnam War, so he stood against, us going into other countries and these foreign wars. And it's okay, we need someone like that today, and was bipartisan in the sense of, having respect from both sides of the aisle. Like I pointed out, the last Democratic senator elected from the state of Idaho. I think that goes to show that, he was a guy that was just a good leader that could get, anybody to support.
I thank you for sharing all those pieces. Go Frank.
I do a lot of reading. There's a really good book. It's called The Last Honest Man. And it's sort of a biography of Frank Church, but it's also kind of like talking about the Church Committee investigation and what they discovered with the different intelligence agencies. And it's actually pretty jarring. Like when you read how, the CIA was involved in a coup to overthrow, foreign leaders and assassination attempts. And I thought we were the good guys, but apparently we've dabbled in unsavory things.
Yeah. No, and hey, you told a pretty good answer there, considering your mouth is burning. So
Yeah.
you're getting through.
I think talking helped it.
Helps.
Yeah.
You're like a roller coaster, just trying to get through the hard parts. I heard a
Pretty soon I'll
sniffler
be
too.
breathing fire.
but- Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. We are on to our last hot sauce from our good friends over in Wisconsin. Good old Hellfire Doomed. The reason you've seen me and Charlie's blood pressure increase over the last few months. Go with the amount you want. It
so
does
you-
cause, at least personally, a significant amount of pain.
So my blood pressure's gone up the last few months as well. But that's probably from running for office.
Yeah, no, different kind,
Different
and
reasons,
higher
yeah.
than ours. Thank you for
Cortisol
putting
levels are
yourself
low.
forward.
Yeah.
So, like the other one, I will give you a heads up on the question first, because you may or may not be able to think super well after that one.
Okay.
Of what is the final thing you want to leave our audience with? What do you want us to know about you or your campaign?
All right.
So with that, we are gonna dive in.
This is the one, right? The
Yep, this is.
Hellfire Dude.
Yep.
It sounds like a really terrible low budget.
It comes with a sticker
Oh, that
that says I survived.
Oh, well, we'll see if I earn
We'll
that
see if you
sticker.
earn the sticker.
All right.
Alright.
Is that going too little there, or is that a fair?
I think that's a perfectly respectable amount.
All right. Cheers. To hellfire.
Hmm? What is one thing you want us to know about you or your campaign?
That one's rough.
I'm aware.
Woo. Well, apparently now they can know that I can handle more than Cholula spice.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Whether we handle it well is debatable, but handled it. I guess the biggest thing about me is, or don't be turned off or hesitant on my lack of not relevant experience, but connections to this world. You know, I like to kind of say that I basically just raised my hand and said, I'll do it, and walked in off the street and just kind of threw myself into this world. And I've kind of been like drinking from a fire hose, which I could probably use that right now. Milk.
Yep.
You know,
My tears are going.
Yeah.
So.
And so, you know, I bring a passion, a drive, a determination to actually like make our city better, our world better. I believe that while we still have the ability, oh my God, while we still can, and so how have free, fair, democratic elections, that, you know, politics is our way of shaping the world that we want it, making the world a better place. Oh my God.
Yeah,
That is rocking.
You're doing great. I am the one over here that gets to stay silent.
You know, and so that's kind of the biggest thing, is that as I bring in this passion, this determination, this drive for truly wanting to make the world a better place, not just for me, for you, but for Charlie, for everybody in the city, in this country. And I think that, you know, we need a return to focusing on that, and that's what I hope to bring to this thing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Rough right now.
Awful is a fine answer. I'm over here sobbing, pounding water.
It's like
But with that,
trickling down the throat. I can feel it, you know. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you
Yes.
for running for park board. Thank you for answering our questions.
Thank you.
And getting through this whole lineup. Absolutely suffering. With that, thank you so much. And make sure you go out and vote on November 4th.
Yes, November 4th.
We're going to go drink some milk.